All right, here we go. We're back with Tiny Screen Tales again, and again, like they'll be in the title. You can click on their name and go straight to their channel. They're definitely worth a subscription, so go over there and subscribe, thumbs up, all that stuff. Support the channel. They're doing good work over there. Apparently, they're from Germany. I don't know why I was hearing British, Scottish, Welsh, whatever accents. Last episode, I guess maybe you could be German and learn English from the Scottish. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you could theoretically. So maybe that's what I was hearing. I don't. I'm not very good at accents. I'm half deaf too, so that's the other thing, right? So like, what I'm hearing made me not be what everybody else is hearing because I have a lot of hearing loss. Anyway, so we're gonna do two things here. First, I'm gonna grade. You know how I like to grade movie trailers. I'm gonna grade their trailer for The Promise. You know, I grade on three scales. Number one, is it rewatchable? Would anybody ever want to watch this trailer again? In other words, how entertaining is it? How much of the story do they effing give away? Do they give away the entire damn plot? That's, I graded on that. And so, you want a 10? Most movie trailers from Hollywood are a 3 in this category because they give away too much of the plot. And then the third is, does it make me want to watch the movie? Now, this is probably something I should have done before watching the film, but I don't want to get spoiled on what the film was, right? So that's why I didn't do that. But let's go and do it now since I've seen the film. You can watch along with me. It's only 30 seconds. You don't necessarily have to cue it up. You can just kind of hang out and then see what I say after it. Yeah, it's like 30 seconds. But for people who do want to cue it up, it's on their channel. It's the Promise trailer. And let me just show you, just so you can see what it says. The Promise teaser trailer short film 2025. So we're going on one. 3, 2, 1. Interesting. Well, first of all, do you want to rewatch that? There's not much rewatchability there. Like, it's for one thing, it's so short. So this is not something like, for instance, I've mentioned before. I've watched the Infinity War trailer probably 100 times. It's just so entertaining. This isn't really trying to do that. So yeah, we'll give it a 2. It's not really rewatchable, but who cares? So the second category for me is the most important. Does it spoil the entire damn movie? No. This has got to be a 10. Because they're not spoiling it. You don't know. You have no idea what the hell the movie is about. Like, none whatsoever. But here's the thing. You get the vibe of the movie. This trailer, I believe, captured the vibe of the movie. Like, you watch this trailer, you have a certain feeling. You watch the movie, you have the same feeling, right? That's hard to do. So they captured the vibe of the movie. You know what kind of movie you're going to watch, but you don't know jack shit about the plot. So for me, that's perfect. Like, they did a perfect job. Now, it does help. It's only 30 seconds. If it was a 2-minute trailer, you wouldn't do a 2-minute trailer on a 12-minute film. But, like, say it was a 2-minute trailer. It's a lot harder to get a 10 on a 2-minute trailer. Because you just have more material, right? If it, say this is a feature film. I don't think I've ever given a 2-minute trailer a 10. But, so maybe it's just the fact that it's just a 30-second teaser trailer. Now, does it make me want to watch the movie? That's more complicated. Here's the thing. We've talked about this before, too. It doesn't give anything away, so you're a 10, but, like, it doesn't give you anything, so do you want to see this movie? The only way you'd want to see this movie is if you like the vibe that it gives you. But it doesn't tell you, like, essentially watching this, you would think it's a guy who's lost in the woods. What is that first dialogue? Let me do that one more time. We're not going to cue anything up. What does she say? You always leave. When will you come home? By the way, I don't think that dialogue was in the movie, was it? If it was some shit that they had some certain things where he was like hearing random shit. I may have just missed it. I don't remember hearing that dialogue in the movie. This makes you think it's somebody who left and can't find his way back home. Maybe he's trapped in the woods. Now, I happen to like those kind of movies. I watched The Watchers, which is you're trapped by fairies in the woods. Fantastic movie. People hate on that movie. Kiss my ass. It's a great movie. It's by M. Night Shyamalan's daughter. Right? It's her directorial debut. but it was a great movie. Happen to like those kind of movies. I don't know if there's enough here that would compel me to seek this movie out and watch it. I think it needs a little more. I'll be honest with you. So I can only give it a 4. I can only give it a 4 for making me want to watch the movie. And see, that's the thing. I've talked about this before. You can't get a 10 for not giving away the plot, and also get a 10 for making you want to watch the movie. Theoretically, I guess you could, but see, you have to give a little bit of the plot to make people want to watch the movie. The sweet spot is probably an 8 for making them want to watch them, for giving away the plot. Like, you give away a little bit of the plot, so it's an 8. But then it's also an 8 because what you give away makes people want to watch the movie. So I don't know that 10 is ideal, to be honest with you, as far as not giving away the plot, because we don't know anything about the movie, but then we don't want to watch the movie because we don't know anything about the movie. You know, it's a catch-22. I understand that. I've talked about this with some of my other trailer reactions. So I don't know that there's an answer to that. It's Schrodinger's cat. You know, it's an unsolvable problem. I would probably, if I was still doing movie trailers, I would shoot for an 8 on giving away the plot and an 8 for making them want to watch the movie. That's the sweet spot, I think. I don't think you're trying to get a 10 for not, you give away nothing, because unless you have like an actor people just want to see, or somehow you can show the premise without giving away the plot. Now that could be possible. Say the premise is time travel. You show that there's time travel. That's not giving away the plot, because the time travel could be anything. You go to past, the future. You can go 2 minutes ago. You can go ahead 2 minutes. It could be anything. So you're not giving away the plot if you have a key premise. So they don't want people to know that you have schizophrenia, though. I was saying maybe you could give away the premise of schizophrenia, but that ruins the movie, really. So I don't know if there's a premise you can give away. Yeah, I don't know. This could be an unsolvable problem, but it's a good trailer. It's definitely a good trailer. I just think it needs something. I'm not sure what it would be. I'm not sure what I would do from the movie I saw, what I would put in here. Violence is always good. They implied the violence when he was screaming. Violence is always a good way to suck people in, because people like to watch violence. I mean, so maybe you could show a shot of him jumping on the dude. I don't know. I know one thing. What we used to do is we would shoot extra footage just for the trailer. You know, maybe sometimes it'd even be like maybe a little bit of an Easter egg, like a little bit of extra information that is canon but just didn't make the final cut for pacing. But sometimes we'd also just shoot the trailer first to get funding for the rest of the movie, and so then the trailer would be very different than, and a lot of times you wouldn't put that online anyway. Anyway, I'm getting into weeds. We're talking too much. So we're going to give this a 2 for rewatchability, a 10 for not giving away the plot, and a 4 for making me want to watch the movie. So there we are. All right, let's get to the main event, which I want to do, which is the first film from a year ago. It looks like we may have that same actor again. That dude, man, he's a writer, director, actor. Like, I thought I had a lot of jobs. Hold on, shut up. I'm trying to start before I'm ready to start. I thought I had a lot of jobs. I would raise the money. I would write the script. I would cast the movie. Now, I had producers that work with me, but I was like the driving force behind all this, right? Because I was the executive producer. So I'd raise the money, write the film, cast it, direct it, edit it. And the only things I couldn't do is I couldn't act, and I couldn't do music, and I couldn't do special effects. And I can't even really do color grading. So when I edit it, I'm just talking about the regular edit. And, sometimes I'd hire somebody to color grade it. If we needed a special effect, we'd hire that. If we needed music, I'd hire that, right? I thought that was a lot of work. I cannot imagine acting in a film and directing it at the same time. I don't even know how you do that on an indie budget, because at least in Hollywood, they have the video village. You can go back and immediately look at the playback, the way it's going to look in the editing bay, instead of just looking at the playback on the camera and that little, thing that they have, if you don't have a video village. It was always worth it to get we would do a small video village. It was always worth it, bringing a couple TVs, a couple wires, and hook it to the, just so you can see. If I was, a couple times I would play like a corpse or something. So if I was in a shot, that's what I would do. We would make sure we had the TVs. I'd be a corpse in the background, and people would do the scene, and I couldn't see what was happening because I'm a corpse. So then we would cut. I would go over and look at the take before we do the next take. Doing that for the entire movie is just a lot of work. This guy's really impressive, because he was a good actor too, right? Good actor, good director, good, and I think he also wrote it. So that's a lot of work. I don't know if he edited it though, so that's the question. That's editing is its own whole job. But all right, well, let's go ahead and get into this. The Sorrow, a friendly reminder. Well, we should be all queued up. This is one. It's only an 8-minute film, but you're still going to want to queue up for this one. And we are going on 1, 3, 2, 1. I don't know what they shoot on, by the way, but it looks great. He did, no, he wrote it. I'm looking for the editor, actually. Remind me to look at the editing credit. Wrote it, starred it. Boy, it's beautiful landscape, by the way. Well, I bet the German festivals are awesome. The beer. That's just a friendly reminder. Happiness sucks. Oh, okay. Oh, he's a nihilist. That's fun. Everything sucks. Nothing means anything. Why bother wiping your ass? That's a lot to keep in mind at once. Everything is bullshit. Yes, you did, actually. Yeah. Yep. I think the old man has a point. You are lying to yourself. Look at that hair. You wouldn't do all that work if you didn't give a shit anymore. Like the old man, he don't give a shit. You can tell. Look at his hair. Wow. You need some sugar or something, dude. Jesus, you gonna walk into the lake? Been there and done that, buddy. That's why I retired as a filmmaker. Have you heard the good news about Jesus Christ? He must have a shit job. Damn, dude. I thought I was cynical. Holy shit. I thought he was getting up to whip his ass. He's like, alright, that's enough of this crap. Tell you what, the music's really good too, man. That can be overdone easily. Nobody here wants to hear an old man talk about romance. It's just a reality. It's an interesting choice of doing the scenery instead of seeing the two of them talk. Yeah. Well, life kicks you in the nuts for everybody, you know. This is an interesting conversation we're having here. I wonder if this is his dad or something, or if he's even here. Ah, shit! God damn it! I didn't realize until. God damn it! Shit! Mother effer. Man, I got there right as they revealed it. Son of a bitch! I'm really pissed at myself. I should have known that. I'm really mad. God damn it! I'm usually ahead of this shit, man. I'm a writer. I understand the architecture of writing, right? Like the architecture of foreshadowing and how you set this shit up and you make it real. You know, how you trick the audience essentially. 9 times out of 10, I clocked that kind of shit. They got me this time. I'm really mad that I didn't get that. I mean, it's not about the twist. A good twist should just post produce. I wonder what that means. He probably did the color grading, I bet. Although we're not seeing an editing credit, that's why I was interested in. Maybe he also edited it, Kevin, but. Oh, that was it, man. They don't even show like so. He must have edited it too. Okay, I got you. But the twist is you're not just trying to trick an audience, man. You're trying to recontextualize everything they saw and make them watch it again, which is exactly what somebody would do. They would immediately watch this again. I want to. Everybody does. And so you're just trying to recontextualize. You're trying to, and it does that. You can do this with other ways besides twists. Sometimes you just reveal a hidden relationship two characters had that wasn't revealed before. You're just trying to recontextualize what happened before. You're not just like, ooh, I got you. I got you. I tricked you. That's not what the filmmaker's trying to do. But boy, did they get me. God damn it. Just, man, I'm so mad at myself I didn't see that. It was too late, man. They were exposing it. They were revealing it just as I said the shit. Son of a bitch. Very well done. Tip my hat. I think I probably like this one more than I do the first one. This one more than I do the second one, which is interesting. It's also interesting. This is such a dialogue heavy film, and the second one was the opposite. So it's like the filmmakers are kind of like, trying different things. This is what I did with my short films. My first short film was horrible, absolutely unwatchable. Never see the light of day. Some of the other ones later on got better, but not too much better, but better. But it was about exploring. It was about trying different things. So and this does hit me on an emotional level because my dad dying is why I quit filmmaking. Essentially, I had to take care of him. He got a really bad illness and lingered. Stage 4 cancer, essentially. We didn't know that's what it was at first, but lingered on in a nursing home for about 3 months. And so by the time and then he died, and I just was like, I wasn't, in contact with anybody. I wasn't looking at my phone. I wasn't checking email, nothing. A few months after he died, I finally started pulling my life together and started looking around, and I had burned my entire investor network because I had ghosted them. We had set all this stuff up. We were going to do all this stuff. They had already put money in place, and they had taken money out and liquidated it, and they're all ready to go and shit. And then I just ghosted them, And so none of them wanted anything to do with me anymore. And I didn't really have the heart to do filmmaking anymore. It had been 20 years. And so my dad dying was a pivotal. It changed who I am. It pivoted my career from what it used to be to this. And now I'm doing YouTube. It destroyed me. Because there I was in my mid-40s, and I'd known my dad for all my life, for 45 years, right? So think about that. Think about knowing somebody for 45 years. It's different, I think, because I lost my mother when I was 20. That wasn't as hard. I only knew her for 20 years. And you're younger, and you bounce back when you're younger. Losing a parent later in life, having known them for 4 decades or more, to me is just so much harder. And so this hits there on an emotional level as well. Like, and imagining, like, having a final conversation with him would be nice. Another conversation with him, that would be nice. So this hits on an emotional level as well. But to get back to the film and stop making it about me, this explains, I believe. At first I was like, okay, so why did we not see the walk around the lake? Why did they just do dialogue? It made me think, did they run out of time shooting? They were losing the light. And so they just had to, that was in the script that you were going to shoot them walking around the lake, but then you lost the light, so you did his voiceover. You showed some scenery and did his voiceover. That's what I assumed at first. Knowing the twist now, I think that's just a clue that this is all in his head, right? You pull yourself out of the physics of it, and you're just in an emotional space. You're forced to focus on the words that are being said rather than the acting and the walking and anything that be happening in the background. There's a squirrel jumping around or a bird flying or something. You're forcing the audience to focus on the words, and you're also kind of foreshadowing that this is all in his head. It's not really happening. So that's a very clever filmmaking trick to tell the story, to do what you're trying to do. So I think that's really cool. I just really like this. This is a great movie. It's a great film. I would recommend this to anybody. I will say that the one thing, the acting was really good, and the acting is here. Do they believe it? Do they believe they're the character? It's here. If they don't believe it here, none of the rest of this shit matters. The delivery doesn't matter. Whatever they're doing with their face doesn't matter. If their eyes are dead, it doesn't matter. Both actors believed it. You know what I didn't believe? I didn't believe the father's chuckle. He had this, like, forced chuckle that just, I didn't believe it. Like, his line delivery is very good. He's a very good actor. But he was forcing this chuckle that just, I don't know, it kind of took me out of it a little bit. That's the one feedback I would give if I was giving feedback to the actor. Like, I don't know what that was. But it was consistently throwing me out of it. I consistently didn't believe it. Everything else, just phenomenal performances. I was paying a lot of attention, now that I know he's a writer and director and everything. I was paying a lot of attention to Ricardo. Right here, it was there. He believed it. He believed he was there. He believed he was a person. So you can't ask for anything more than that. Like, if it's there, then the whole thing works. If it's not there, none of it works. So, hey, another great film, and I would love to hear feedback. Anybody who watched this, please leave feedback. The filmmakers left feedback in the last one of these I did, but not anybody else. So even if you think it sucked, man, don't be a dick, but, leave some feedback. Filmmakers love getting feedback, so I'm sure they'd love to hear from you.